today, especially later on in the game, you can really dish out there.
Feels like he's a very safe, staple pick to go towards because one of those heroes that as a marksman kit is relatively easy to understand. If you get ahead, incredibly oppressive to deal with. So it makes sense in my eyes, and equally for the picks coming across on the other side, we've already seen Crixie once today be the focal point of a team. I'm curious to see what they round this out with. They take it to a second mage, they go for a tank. It's going to be Arthur, once again a Munchables favourite.
Yeah, Arthur, incredibly strong. You can build very tanky and still dish out a lot of damage yourself. But Azankar looks to be the answer that Team Yellow Star are going to be bringing to this table. So that'll be both a marksman and a mage if they do lock that one in. So need to get defensive for the rest of their composition. And it's going to be a nice little tank to finish that one off in the form of Thane.
Yeah, Thane is fantastic in that his ultimate, despite being a full tank, does a lot of true damage. So ignores all armor, ignores all magic defense that they may have built. It will still completely annihilate a team if he finds himself in a strong position.
Batman and Pura both going to be locked on in here. We've seen Pura have huge success over the course of today. That is going to be a support that gives you both health and mana regen when she ults. Can be incredibly influential during those team fights. Batman, an assassin. I believe most of you at home have probably heard of Batman before. You probably know what he's good at.
Very, very good at beating up the bad guys. And in this case, they may not look bad, but they are still his enemies, so he will be dishing that one out. I've got to say, I'm really, really surprised that we've seen Pura in every single game. Again, speaking to the guys on Discord in between matches, they've been saying, you never see Pura high elo. Why are the teams so fixated on picking her? And I guess it just plays very, very well into the, we all want to make sure we're healthy, that when we go for a fight, we are at our strongest, and time again, it's working out wonders for them.
I think part of it as well is, support, generally speaking, are very important across all MOBAs. Like, support has a very high role across MOBAs, and that's something that we see less in Arena of Valor so far. But also bear in mind, Arena of Valor has not been out very long, so the metagame is very much not set in stone. You can still have a lot of success on whatever it is that you want to play, on whatever style you want to play. So we'll see. Obviously, it's been very successful today. We've seen Pura have huge success in previous games. If you can get those ultimates off and manage to land those well onto your team, get that healing off, you can win team fights straight off the back of that one. I do just want to shout out as well that we do have some giveaways going on today. ESL.gg/AOV raffle is the website you can head to if you want to win yourself an iPhone 7 Plus or a Google Pixel. Make sure to get involved. That giveaway is going to be going on for a few days, so make sure to head over once again to ESL.gg/AOV raffle.
And everyone would like a new phone, I'm sure. Even if you have an iPhone 7 at present, getting a new one is never going to be a bad shot.
Yeah.
Yes. That means one game. You've got 2 loads of battery there to play the game on if you really want to. If you're really that hardcore and committed, you can play it on your travels.
It's an expensive bit of kit there as well. Like, definitely something that I'd be looking for, but it looks like we are on into the game. So let's jump into this one. Player 16 going to be heading up towards that mid lane, going up against player 3 on the Crixie. We'll see how that one's going to pan out over the course of this match.
Probably the most staple mid lane I think we've seen so far. It's quite common in both Arena of Valor and other MOBAs that you will see the mages reside in the mid lane. It's the shortest lane, means that you're the safest from ganks, and generally mages aren't the most mobile. You expect the mobility to come through from assassins, sometimes marksmen, and oddly in this game, tanks themselves can be quite mobile. Most of them will have a dash of some kind to get involved in a fight very, very quickly and easily. What I love about this, mind you, is it's Yellow Star versus Cyanide in this top lane. Both of them opting to go all guns blazing and try and fight against each other. Seems to be so far the Yellow Star is winning. I say that as the Arthur goes in, currently quite low.
Cyanide on that Violet. We've seen Violet have huge success. In fact, Violet was the MVP for the winning team last game, so we'll see whether Cyanide can live up to that reputation. Yellow Star going to be going with a mage this time. Last time we saw him on the Pura, we saw him playing very supportive, but not going to go for it this time. And in the meantime, player 5's been caught out in the bottom lane. Will be able to walk away with his life, but only just.
Absolutely, and worth touching on that mage actually, as it is a new hero that we have not yet seen today. Yellow Star is playing Natalia, a very good harass mage in the game, very, very good at getting a stun down as well. But no need for a stun there. He did not have enough mana to be able to save his teammate there. I was just about to say his second ability is a stun. Could have got them a kill, but alas, when you're burning mana this quick because you're so desperate to kill your former teammate, you're not going to have much left to save your ally who's being killed by him.
Yeah, we only saw the very end of that fight as well, so it could be that it was on cooldown. We've got action in the mid lane, though. Take a look over there. Batman was trying to make something happen, but not going to be able to quite finish things off just there. They don't want to go for the tower dive. That's the thing. Early on in the game, the tower's very strong. You do not want to get caught underneath there, and Azankar is going to be able to walk away with his life because of that. In the meantime, player 4 going back towards the jungle.
Oh, Yellowstar's coming in, though.
Good amount of
He's
damage
poking him
coming
away.
Through there. And certainly a very powerful ability if you can land those magic missiles.
He's getting caught, though. Natalia.
Got to fight in the river. Yellowstar 1 versus 3 right now. He's looking to trade the kill. If he can finish this one, it would have been incredible. It's not going to happen, though. Player 3 going to finish that with his ultimate and going to be able to blast out the AoE damage coming on. And player 4 on this Batman managing to get another one. He wants the 3rd kill, and he's going to be able to find it. Can he survive the fight? Not quite. Player 7 answers, but he should be able to go down for his troubles as well. The stun lands, goes back into 3 of them, gets the knock-up, but it's not enough damage in the end. He ends up falling, and they're going to be able to take a blue buff to boot.
It almost managed to bring down Crixie. Still manages to walk away alive, and there is nothing more frustrating as a tank or as an assassin going in there trying your best to get a kill and seeing your target living on sub 100 HP. In this case, lives to fight another day. Maybe try again harder a little bit more next time. Still ults coming online. Every player about to hit level 4 by Yellowstar, oddly enough, who has literally just hit level 4 as I said that. So now the ults are in play again. Cooldowns aren't too large. Players can use them multiple times in the space of a minute. Some of them are a little bit longer towards the 1 minute region. Some of them are as low as about 12 seconds. So you can use them repeatedly in a fight.
Looking at you, Murad. So far, it's been a good start to the game for Team Cyanide. 5-1 is the scoreline right now. Let's remember, right at the start of today, Team Yellowstar, or Yellowstar and that team, well, we'll talk about that later as there's already a kill going their way right now. They're looking for more as well, but that's a kill going the way of player 3. But it's a 3-for-1 trade. Just as I'm about to start to talk about the lead coming out for Team Cyanide, Team Yellowstar close that gap immediately.
All it takes is one play, but at least here we're seeing the two former Fnatic boys going at it tooth and nail to show each other who's best. And Cyanide has had a lot of hope coming through from Yellowstar thus far, but still finds itself in a pretty solid spot. And this team, although they were ahead, are still keeping themselves in with a fighting chance. Both teams very, very close at the minute.
They are, and we'll see how that's going to change over the course of the next couple of minutes. Only a 400 gold difference, which at this early stage of the game, not going to make too much of a difference. Yellowstar has been sort of caught out here, though. Player 2 going to be able to heal up Cyanide, who might just be able to chase this one through. There's the heal coming out from those talents right there. Yellowstar ults in the wrong direction. That was a disaster. And Cyanide is more than happy to capitalize. He's looking for a double kill as well. One more roll would have just about been enough, but it's on cooldown.
Player 7, player 5.
See you later, player 5.
It's like a delayed mirror. Something happens in the top lane, about 10 seconds later it happens exactly as it was in the bot lane.
Yeah, and then we see a solo kill in the mid lane. Not something we were expecting to see there. In the mid lane, usually you don't see people dueling outright like that, but it's a thousand cart in the end. Cyanide pushing his tower in the top.
He's getting his team some more gold, pulling themselves back in the lead. They were behind by about 200 to 300 gold just before that went down. That's just how close it is. I mean, so far the games today have been pretty one-sided as we've seen them, but this one, it feels like it might be a close one.
Does Yellowstar trying to get some damage out, but just can't go toe-to-toe with Cyanide, especially with the healing coming out from player 2. They want to finish that one off, and Cyanide will do exactly that. We have seen some serious Violet play coming out today, but Cyanide is making this look like a masterclass.
It's all about that increased range on the attack, just means no one can even contest with you. There's literally no one with an auto attack that long in the game, so when you do get that stumble down, not only have you surprised them because of the sudden change in position, you've got 2 long-range attacks coming down, which, as we said earlier on, in the late game, they crit as well. So you may find yourself losing 2/3 of your HP in a flash with absolutely no idea where the shots came from.
And once again, it's all down to positioning. If Cyanide can get in a spot where he's able to land those attacks, it can be huge for him. But also, on the other side of things.
Great
Here we
ultimate.
go. That's going to be a huge knockup onto player 5. He just gets absolutely deleted. Cyanide jumping on in here, getting some damage back out himself, and it's going to be 1-for-1 so far. 16, but Cyanide's knocked up. That could be huge. He is going to go down in the end, but once again traded. There's a 3-man knockup. Player 7's all on his own, though. In comes the rest of his team, trying to finish these kills off. Look at the low health bars, though. They need to back away.
Close fight overall between all of them, it seems. Anyone could have gone down there. It could have been one more ability, one from Crixie, and a triple kill could have gone over to the team of Cyanide. However, wasn't to be. Yellow Star will walk away the victory of that fight, only by 1 kill, though.
Yep, it's going to be a 9 up against 11 scoreline right now, with a slight gold lead for Team Yellow Star, but nothing to write home to your parents about, that is for sure. See whether Team Yellow Star can actually turn that into more. What I was going to say earlier was, Yellow Star, when he last played on stage earlier on today, his team was the one that was grouping immediately as a 5 and looking for team fights. This team, this time, it's not really been the same case. They're starting to group now, but this is much, much later than what we saw in their first game.
Absolutely is, but hey, he's the one who goes down and finds the people who he thinks are the best. They say, yep, I'm platinum whatever, I'm gold whatever it might be, and he'll pick them if he thinks they're good enough. As far as working out reasonably well for them. Damage onto Batman, though, as he walks into the middle of the Arcane Nova coming out of Natalia there. Always one you have to try and avoid, because that damage can stack up, and with every time she hits you, she does increased damage on her next ability.
Player 5 going on in. He went a little bit deep there, but the CC is finding good damage coming on through. Crixie can't quite finish that last kill, but Cyanide can. 4 kills to 2 right there, coming out in favor of Team Cyanide. Player 7 narrowly escaped with his life. This should be a tower very easily, and maybe look for another objective as well.
Maybe a tower, if not 2 here from through. Will get himself caught out by Cyanide.
Oh, he's gone in for this one. I'm not sure that was advisable. There's the ace coming on through off the back of that one. That was a questionable engage.
It is, and now we're going to see that gold lead accelerate to about 2,000 in the favour of Team Cyanide, besting his teammate, his former captain, bringing his team into the lead. Feels like he's struggling just finding those brilliant players from the audience. Seems to be working quite well.
It certainly does, but it's not that significant of a lead. It's only 1,000 gold ahead, so still plenty of time for Team Yellow Star to pull themselves back on into this game. But the question isn't really about gold right now, it's about whether or not they can find these kills, and it looks like they might have found one onto Cyanide. If there's one way to take out a team, it's finish off their captain.
7 ahead and the rest will fall, or so they believe. At least with him down now, you can do a bit more coordination. This is one that we probably haven't really considered, but we have considered Batman dying in the tower.
Look at this damage. CC coming out from that one. Azankar, you mentioned it before, the CC he offers in those situations is phenomenal. That's 2 picks in a row for Team Yellow Star, and that has immediately closed the gap that Cyanide had managed to open up in terms of gold.
And Batman as well, he's been a level ahead of pretty much everyone all game long. Currently set at level 11, everyone else highest level's 10. But every time he drops down like this, every time he gets caught out, he's just denying himself that further XP to keep that lead going. And we said earlier on, if you're playing Batman and you're ahead, it's so easy to be super oppressive in these games.
Certainly is. Here we go, another team by player 5, the first one to fall. Look at the damage coming out from Yellow Star right there. Cyanide survives. Player 3 trying to do damage on Crixie, goes on in, but his ultimate has run out right now. He's super low on HP. Can't quite finish these ones off. Him and Cyanide both dancing around the fight. Player 4 on Batman. There's potential for a sweep up here if he goes into stealth.
Just in case you hadn't gathered yet, guys, as well, behind each of these towers there is a little pad that occasionally, I think it's every 1 minute and 15 seconds, it will spawn a heal pack for the team member to pick up. It will give them a little bit of HP back, a little bit of mana, nothing huge, but it's enough to make a difference as Batman goes for the engage.
Yeah, that was a questionable engage.
A little.
Similar to what we saw earlier on, where we saw Thane just jump into 3 of them and just gets basically 2-shot as he jumps into a group. Cyanide, though, doing a similar thing, trying to finish off these kills, but actually Yellow Star flanking from the side. Beautiful stuff coming out from him. Got the stun, got the finisher, and here comes player 7, trying to land that ultimate onto 3. Gets a knock-up, but will be finished off himself. Here comes the beam from Yellow Star, though. So much damage. Cyanide just about surviving. One more auto finishes him, and Yellow Star gets the best of the situation.
They walk away with 4 kills for 1 there as well. That's a great advantage coming through for Team Yellowstar. That's how backwards and forward this game feels right now. Cyanide has a great fight, and Yellowstar has a great fight. What's really going to matter in my eyes is when does the fight around the Dark Slayer kick in, because whoever wins that fight will be the one who really starts to snowball this game to victory.
19-17. That is the closest scoreline we have seen yet today. This has been an incredibly close run game so far. 3 towers to 3. No Dark Slayers, no Dragons on either side. Still a long way to go in this game for both of these teams. Definitely can still go either way as well. Cyanide, we've seen dishing out a lot of damage in these fights. However, when he gets caught out and when Yellowstar gets these beautiful flanks off, he doesn't last very long.
That's what we've got to try and do, though, is find a way in that works best for the situation. Don't just dive in and hope for the best. It's crazy damage on the tower has been. Absolutely insane.
Well, the heal comes out from player 2, so that's going to keep them in this siege situation for now. As Cyanide managing to chunk out Yellowstar. Gives him a bit of a taste of his own medicine right there. There is a huge amount of poke damage on the side of Team Cyanide. With the likes of Crixie alongside Violet, you have huge long-range damage coming out from both of them.
And that's what's important, I think, with the long-range aspect, is that it's safe damage. You know, Cyanide, unless he's walking in front of the bush and trying to tumble a different direction, he's not going to find himself getting caught out because he's basically under his tower. So I think it's safe, long-range poke whilst they have the safety of their own towers. When they push out like they have now, and a very, very strong play coming down the mid lane, this is where they might be able to find themselves getting caught out from behind if they're not careful.
Yeah, we are going to see an Abyssal Dragon, but in the meantime, the mid lane towers are in trouble. You can't afford to make a trade like that. Cyanide will be able to delete this tower so quickly. The rotation is coming on through right now. The Cyanide, they have the numbers advantage. Batman is going to be the flanker here. Player 6 getting the knock up right now. Player 3 can't get his ultimate off. There goes Cyanide. This is a beautiful fight for the likes of Team Yellowstar. Player 4 has not got long for this world, and now they're going to be able to finish off player 2 as well. Just a bit of CC is all they need to finish this one off, and there is going to be the ace for Team Yellowstar. They lost their tower, but what can they get to make up for it?
And he's been very, very worried that they no longer have anything protecting the base in the mid lane. So super minions will start pouring down that lane. What's their response? Dark Slayer time.
Certainly is, and we'll see whether they can finish this one off with 3 members. They should be just about all right to do this one pretty comfortably, so long as Armankar doesn't actually tank this Dark Slayer, because that's the thing, he does AoE damage, so you've got to keep your distance.
Whoa, he's so low.
Yeah, that's what you got to watch out for, just getting chunked out like that.
Very, very wary. He's very squishy, and I think very much so needed for the next fight. That damage increase was huge, and Natalia bringing out her ultimate just to make sure it goes down. And unfortunately, the respawns have come through for Team Cyanide.
Oh, here we go.
But this could be enough.
This could be a massive punish right now. If they can take away these Dark Slayer buffs, that would be absolutely huge. Player 17 is getting caught, but just about walking away with this one. He gets a lot of health regen from that buff as well, and Cyanide can't quite find his targets. Player 16 trying to get the recall, and he will be able to do so in the bush. Everybody gets out alive. It's like a secret agent mission.
They walk away with the Dark Slayer, which was their ideal outcome from that fight. And in 15 seconds, or 14, 13, 12, whatever you want to call it, we do have the Abyssal Dragon coming up, which is even more gold, even more experience to keep on accelerating this lead forward, or potentially for a comeback to come through for Team Cyanide.
Certainly going to need a comeback at this point. 2,000 is the gold lead in favour of Yellowstar, and this is the first time I think Yellowstar has had a gold lead this game. And look at this, the Dark Slayer buffs on every single member right now. That is going to be such a huge advantage in these team fights. They have to focus on the mid lane though, because they've already lost their mid tower. Those supers are going to be pushing.
Look at that damage on the bot lane tower as well. The minimap, it's already about to go down just from a couple of ways. Full health to no health. Those 3 crossbows, they are not what you want to be facing off as a tower.
Yeah.
One on its own can half health the tower, and you've got 3. It stands no chance.
Here we go though, this could be the fight that ends the game right here with the damage coming on through. We mentioned wombo combos, and that is what it looks like right there. Player 4, he's not getting away with this one, and neither will Cyanide. Trying to dish out the damage, trying to kite around, will fall in the end. Player 5 here is the final man standing, and he will get finished off. That's a beautiful fight. The Dark Slayer is enough for them to win 4-0 right there, and now they can push up the mid lane.
Who cares if they lost even one man in that fight? Like you say, that was the perfect fight for them, or so it felt when you were watching it. But to begin with, they were only 4 at the beginning of that fight. It looked like for a second, oh, this is a really bad engage. They're only as 4. Did not matter. Their combo at the start of fights, the damage that they have, the raw sheer power on these members is far too much for Team Cyanide to deal with. And he probably looks like here will find himself falling down to his former team.
Do so. They're not going to be able to end the game right here and now, but they are going to be able to take that mid tower, and that was the important thing. That was the advantage that Team Cyanide had. Now that has been neutralized, but also the Dark Slayer buff is gone. So now we're pretty much on a level playing field once again. 4,000 gold lead in favor of Yellow Star, but this late into the game, it's not going to be that significant.
Absolutely isn't. Look at the scores. The number of assists stacking up on the side of Yellow Star. That just shows you his play style, his team unifying decisions that seems to be winning them fight after fight, fighting as there's no real single massive standout player, it feels. You could argue maybe Yellow Star himself is doing a great job with these Natalia beams, but it doesn't really seem to matter. They still just crush the fights as a unit.
That's definitely been a team effort. Yellow Star incredibly low to start this fight off. It's going to be a good knock-up, though, and they turn things around. Player 4 is going to go down as well. Cyanide drops, and look at this. Crixie getting the ult, but it's not landing onto many, and it's a little bit too late. Player 7 kind of been left on his own, though. The rest of the team immediately back away.
They're all so low as well. And this seems to be the running thematic is, for a few fights now, they've walked away with 3 or 4 members on, sub 200 HP. They've been incredibly close to death, but still managed to make the great escape. And it feels that a lot of these initiations are being done by Team Yellow Star. Team Cyanide need to find the opportunity themselves to try and make a big catch. Because at the minute, one member thinks, oh, I've got this catcher, I can dive at him, I can try and do something. Doesn't matter when you've got the rest of the enemy team in backing up that one member and ensuring they don't go down.
Yeah, and now that they've been back to heal, they're looking to push up this mid lane. There are no towers remaining. If they push mid, this is looking to end the game, but they've got a huge minion wave over on the bot side of the map, and they are going to head over in that direction now. Bear in mind, these siege minions, they're not great at pushing lanes in terms of minions, but they are exceptional at taking down towers. There's a couple of crossbows there. The rest of Team Yellow Star looking to finish this one off. Player 5 gets shut down immediately, and now comes the rest of the fight. They're diving deep, but Player 17 has been finished off. Cyanide looking to take some kills right here. If he can roll forward, he could do a lot of damage. Gets 1 kill for himself, but 1 isn't enough right now. They've got to finish off more. He's looking to do so. Look at this. Knock-up gets onto him, though, but he's still got his roll. He's still going to try and chase these guys down, but he backs away in the end.
You probably could have kept chasing there because all the members are so low in player 16. Very close to the enemy recall, but still gets away. Of course, no vision in the bush means they don't know that he's even there in the first place. And another 2-for-1 trade. It seems every single trade is going against Team Cyanide here, and you can see that gold lead starting to slip away inch by inch. 3,000 is the difference, but maybe they're going to at least reduce that by taking away this Abyssal Grove.
It's devastating for Team Cyanide that they didn't just chase a little bit further. He could have finished off at least 2 more of those members, but in the end, make the decision to go for that objective. It's not like that's a terrible decision. Obviously, you want those objectives, but that could have been crucial if you could just get another couple of kills there. They could have locked down so much of the map. And now, I think a key thing to bear in mind is the tower survived, right? When Yellow Star went for that siege in the bottom lane, they didn't actually manage to take the tower.
Twister. Well, I guess that's an important point indeed, but...
Whoa! The crit out of Cyanide. See you later, Yellow Star. He's saying, you think you can best me? I don't think so, buddy. And now the rest of his team gonna look for more. Double kill for Cyanide. Player 7 gets stunned up, and he will be shut down. He's tanky, but not tanky enough. That knockup is not enough for his team to turn this one around. 3 kills go the way of Cyanide and his squad. They've got super minions. This could be their opportunity to end. We said this game is all about their late game team fights. The Team Cyanide proving that right now. There goes another kill. There's the ace. And here goes the base as well. That is going to be a beautiful victory for Team Cyanide.
What an incredible turnaround. No one would have expected that coming through unless you knew what Violet was capable of in the late game. That's all it takes. Double crit. And that is the end of Yellow Star from the map. The team captain, the head of the snake, has been severed, and the team falls down. Team Cyanide with a very hard-fought victory. But bloody well played.
Yeah, really well played by Cyanide and his squad there, doing an excellent job. And those crits again, man. Like, that was the difference between
takes.
a win or a loss, and just great team coordination and managing to hold on in that final fight. Just, you know, knowing not to chase for those extra kills, knowing not to push too far and try and steal too much from a small situation, and managing to take every advantage they could. And, you know, Yellow Star looked like he was going to take that one. Cyanide took the lead for a large portion of the game. Then Yellow Star comes back on in. They get these sieges on the go. But in the end, it was down to that one final team fight, and Cyanide clinched it for his team.
It is, and with these marksmen, you have to remember that when you roll forward to attack, you will always attack the nearest enemy to you. If there's a bunch of them within range, you'll attack the one who's on the lowest HP. But that wasn't even the case of being in range. He just tumbled forward, and Yellow Star was at the front there, leading from the front like a true leader would do. However, the problem here is you're not playing a tanky support, you're playing the carry for your team. And he got melted out, they had nothing left, and the team fell apart from there. So maybe a little bit of misposition by the legend of ours, but hey, Cyanide showing in his own right why he's also a legend.
I was going to say, that's the thing. Like, when you misposition like that, the other legend is going to punish that and is going to capitalize on the situation. Excellent job by Cyanide and his team managing to win that one. Honestly, it feels like against all odds towards the later stages of that game, but they managed to do it. I mean, Yellow Star and his team, they won, what, like 3 or 4 team fights back-to-back right before that, but they managed to turn it around, and Cyanide is waiting by on stage alongside OJ.
Cheers, Hun. That was a great matchup. Again, a really good matchup. Things went backwards and forwards. I don't think really we knew who was going to win until right at the end. I'm going to chat to both these teams in a second. After this, we'll have a short break, and then it is going to be our 3-on-2 matchup. We're calling it the rookie matchup. Why, I'll tell you in a second. First up, let's go to you. What happened there? I mean, you whispered to me and said you didn't have time to choose your character.
Well, I mean, actually they played really well, but in my team they fought well as well. We made several comebacks. It was really close in the end, but yeah, there has to be a winner.
At what point did you realise it was lost? Because you kept coming back and you kept coming back all the way through to the end.
Well, when I got caught in the middle.
That was the point you thought, this might be trouble. This is your MVP. Talk me through what made her so good in your matchup.
Well, she had a lot of CC. We know when we were fighting, she was always here, and it allowed everyone to just free hit. So it was really good.
Fabulous. What's your name?
My name is Pui.
And what was it like playing with this legend?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you for the chance.
It was great. And listen, because of that, just hold that one for me so I can hand this over. There we go. An iPhone 7, madam. That is for you. Fabulous play. Thank you so much for joining us. Which means we have a victorious team. And there was no mercy there.
No mercy, man. I don't discriminate.
No, you don't. They did keep coming back at you, though, didn't they? There was a moment where we thought, hang on a second here.
Yeah, I mean, there was one champion I didn't know of the enemy team, and I kept getting kind of screwed over. I think I got like silence and stun from range all the time and died and inted it, kind of. But at some point I realized I had like 5 items. Why don't I just use my ability when I get the super range and never go close? And then I did it, so we kind of won off that since I just got 6 items. Because I played this champion a lot before, and I knew at some point you can just like kill everyone from super far.
Fabulous. I'm just trying to look at... That is a great, great jumper this man is wearing here. Talk me through, why did you choose him as your MVP?
No, I think all the players did their job, kind of, because we just wanted to like peel back and kill the tanks first, and Trixie was doing a good job as well of DPSing them down and peeling for me, so he did really well.
You said you did really well. Did you enjoy that?
Yes, of course.
And talk me through what it was like to play the game, to be on the stage in front of this crowd. There's cameras, there's a spider cam, everyone's got a camera in your face. What was it like?
I was really nervous, I was shaking a little bit, but now it's okay, we won, and that's all that matters.
Indeed, didn't just win, you were the MVP. Sir, an iPhone 7 for you for being the MVP, as chosen by this man here. Which means, a round of applause for both of them, which means we're going to take a short break. When we come back, it is the rookie matchup.
Yeah, we're ready.
Perfect.
Yeah, buddy!
Yeah.
Yeah! That's how we do it!
Yeah! Woo!
Nice one. Oh my god.
Well played.
It's over? No.
Oh, easy. Absolutely no problem. Oh, no. Come get it.
Nice. High five, Chop.